Good evening, Africa and the world. I'm Jojo Zaza, and you're watching DV Real News TV, bringing you the very latest from the vibrant crossroads of culture, sports, and unity. Tonight, we turn our lens to London, yes, the heart of the United Kingdom, where history was not just remembered, but revived, recharged, and rewritten. In a pulsating showdown that reignited one of Africa's most enduring football rivalries, Nigeria's Super Eagles soared past the Ghanaian Black Stars in an unforgettable match during the 2025 Unity Cup International Series. This wasn't just football. This was legacy, this was pride, this was unity. And tonight, we dive into every beat of the game, the atmosphere, the cultural resonance, and the broader impact beyond the scoreline. The Unity Cup, for those who may be new to the scene, is more than just an exhibition tournament. It's a celebration, a cross-cultural festival built around sport, aiming to bridge communities, celebrate heritage, and foster peace through passion. Organized annually in London, a city that proudly holds one of the largest African diasporas outside the continent, the Unity Cup is a sporting ode to the enduring spirit of African identity, especially among West African giants. This year's edition bore special significance. Marking 70 years of football rivalry between Nigeria and Ghana, this fixture promised tension, talent, and tenacity. And oh, did it deliver? The Ghana-Nigeria football rivalry is not just about goals, it's about memory, myth, and movement. Dating back to 1951, this rivalry has seen some of the continent's most legendary footballing moments. From the days of Baba Yora and Segun Odigbami, to the modern greats like Asamoah Gyan and Victor Osimhen, the fixture has never lacked flair. The Unity Cup match in London was promoted as the reunion of kings, and fans from both nations turned up in their thousands. Flags waved. Chants rose into the London night. Traditional drummers and Afrobeats DJs set the mood hours before kickoff. Local vendors served jollof rice, both Ghanaian and Nigerian varieties, of course, in a symbolic peace offering over the eternal jollof war. Children played in jerseys half Ghana, half Nigeria. This was Africa away from Africa, joyful, proud, and competitive. Now, let's talk about the game itself. Under the floodlights of Brentford Community Stadium, the 90-minute football classic began with both teams showing nerves and fire. From the outset, Ghana showed promise, with midfielder Mohamed Kudus orchestrating clever movements in midfield. A few early chances tested Nigeria's backline, but goalkeeper Stanley Nwabali, in fine form, denied any early hopes. Nigeria responded in kind. Ademola Lookman, fresh from his hat-trick in the UEFA Europa League final for Atalanta, brought his electric pace and vision into play. The breakthrough came in the 37th minute, when Victor Osimhen, the Napoli striker and Africa's reigning golden boy, struck a clinical header past Ghanaian keeper Lawrence Artezigai. The stadium erupted. Green and white jerseys danced in unison. The Super Eagles had taken flight. Ghana pushed back in the second half, with Inaki Williams almost equalizing in the 64th minute. But again, Nwabali's gloves were unbeatable. In the 79th minute, substitute Samuel Chukwueze sealed the deal with a brilliant solo goal that showcased both finesse and ferocity. Dribbling past two defenders, he curved the ball around the keeper into the top corner. Final score, Nigeria 2, Ghana 0. Across the stands, across London, and across continents, the reaction was electric. Nigerian fans broke into spontaneous street celebrations from Peckham to Lagos, from Abuja to Accra. Yes, even in Ghana, fans acknowledged the sheer quality of the match. On social media, hashtags like #UnityCup2025, #NijanOdeKaraLast, and #BlackStarsRising trended globally. Post-match, Super Eagles captain William Troost-Ekong told reporters, "This win wasn't just for us. It was for every Nigerian in the diaspora, every fan who believes in the power of football to unite us." Ghana's coach, meanwhile, took the high road. "We may have lost today, but we saw the heart of our young squad. This is just the beginning." The spirit of unity, true to the tournament's name, was palpable. Now, let's look beyond the scoreboard. This game was a cultural exhibition, a festival of identity. At halftime, audiences were treated to a cultural showcase featuring Ghanaian Kent dancers and a high-energy Niger Afrobeats performance by rising star Era Star, who thrilled fans with her hit Rush. Local black-owned businesses were featured, and proceeds from ticket sales were donated to youth football academies in both countries. In an era of diaspora tensions and fractured politics, this event reminded us of a powerful truth: sport has the unique ability to bring people together when all else fails. With this victory, Nigeria marches confidently into the Unity Cup final, where they are set to face the winner of the upcoming Ivory Coast vs Senegal semi-final, another West African classic in the making. The Super Eagles look sharp, organized, and hungry for silverware. With stars like Osimhen, Lookman, Chukwueze, and the defensive wall of Calvin Bassey, they remain tournament favorites. Meanwhile, Ghana will regroup. With a young squad and promising talents, their journey is far from over. This loss, while painful, is a lesson and a promise of resurgence. As the lights dimmed over the Brentford pitch and fans made their way home, one thing was clear. This night was a triumph not only for Nigerian football, but for African unity. Rivalry, yes, but also respect. Competition, certainly, but more so, connection. The Unity Cup is a beacon. And in a world too often divided, tonight we were reminded that we are more powerful, more joyful, more complete, together. That's all from me, Jojo Zaza, here at DV Real News TV. For continuing coverage of the Unity Cup, behind-the-scenes interviews, and exclusive fan reactions, stay tuned. And remember, whether on the pitch or off, unity is our greatest victory. Unity through sport. DV Real News TV. We bring you a sobering, yet essential, special national report under the banner. Nigeria at the crossroads, rising tensions, public safety, and the call for national unity. In recent weeks, a sentiment has echoed across social media platforms, whispered on the streets, and expressed in the voices of everyday citizens. Nigeria is getting scary. Please take caution and be careful out there. This cry, born from fear, concern, and uncertainty, has gone viral, but what does it truly reflect? Is it panic? Is it a wake-up call? Or is it both? Tonight, we unpack the roots of this growing anxiety, examine the state of public safety, explore the socio-political undercurrents, and most importantly, shine a light on the resilience of the Nigerian people. To begin, let's understand what's behind this now viral sentiment. Nigeria is getting scary. It's not just a phrase. It's an emotional pulse check on the nation. Over the past few months, Nigerians have faced an alarming increase in urban crime and street violence, targeted kidnappings and ransom demands in rural and peri-urban areas, tensions between protest groups and security forces, and broader economic strain that's pushing already struggling families closer to desperation. These realities have cast a shadow over daily life in cities like Lagos, Abuja, Port Harcourt, and beyond. Whether it's parents nervous about letting their children go out, entrepreneurs concerned about night travel, or communities rattled by unpoliced violence, the fear is tangible. But fear is not the full story. Nigeria is also a place of resilience, innovation, and hope. And that's the full story we intend to tell. Let's get into the data. According to the Nigeria Security Tracker, NST, maintained by the Council on Foreign Relations, over 2,500 incidents of violence have been reported nationwide since the beginning of this year. More than 6,800 Nigerians have been affected through displacement, injury, or death. Our abductions in the northwest and north-central regions continue to climb, with armed banditry and insurgency remaining persistent threats. Our urban centers, particularly Lagos, Benin City, and Kano, have seen spikes in youth gang activity, street-level robbery, and scam-related crimes. The streets are becoming increasingly unpredictable. But these issues are not universal. There are pockets of peace and ongoing efforts by local and federal security agencies to stabilize the situation. Still, the message is clear. The fear is not unfounded. Social media has become the modern town square, the place where whispers become roars. The post that sparked this discussion, "Nigeria is getting scary. Please be careful," originated on X, formerly Twitter, and has since been shared over 40,000 times, with commentary from citizens, celebrities, and civil society leaders. Some used the hashtag #PrayForNigeria, others simply shared personal stories. A woman recounts being harassed at a checkpoint. A student talks about narrowly escaping a street mugging. A father shares his fears of sending his daughter to NYSC camp. The platforms are echo chambers, yes, but they are also mirrors. They reflect what many are feeling. Whether you call it mass anxiety, digital activism, or citizen journalism, one thing is clear: Nigerians are speaking out, loudly, and globally. What has been the government's response? In a statement last week, Minister of Interior Affairs, Dr. Olabunmi Tunji addressed rising security concerns, promising increased urban patrols, community policing programs, and more investment in digital surveillance infrastructure. The Inspector General of Police, K.O. Digbetikin, launched Operation Safe Haven, targeting hotspots in Lagos, Enugu, Jos, and Abuja. But critics argue that these actions are reactive, not proactive. Many citizens feel disconnected from those sworn to protect them. Meanwhile, state governors, particularly in Benue, Zamfara, and Rivers, have deployed local vigilante groups, controversial but often effective in deterring localized threats. So, what's the verdict? Efforts are underway. But trust, that's what's missing. The people speaks. Amaka, 27, from Lagos, said, "I'm not trying to be negative, but things are rough. You step out, you're worried. Will I get home safe? Will I get scammed? We are tired." Musa, 41, Kaduna. "We need more than police. We need purpose. If young boys had jobs, they wouldn't carry guns. Security starts with stomach." Rita, 19, university student. "I love Nigeria, but sometimes I ask myself, will I survive it?" These are not just sound bites. They are cries for reform, dignity, and hope. The concern isn't local alone. In diaspora hubs like London, New York, and Toronto, Nigerians abroad are pleading with family members back home to stay vigilant. Embassies have reported a spike in welfare check requests and travel inquiries. For a generation dreaming of Japan, the desire to migrate, this crisis only deepens the emotional disconnect. But many abroad are also rallying to help, raising funds for safety kits, health clinics, and education projects to keep young Nigerians engaged and empowered. Not all news is grim. In Ogun State, community volunteers now patrol school zones. In Jos, women's cooperatives have launched evening rideshare services for female safety. In parts of Bayelsa, youth reformed from cult groups now serve as peace ambassadors. These grassroots initiatives remind us, where the state hesitates, the people innovate. Nigeria's heart still beats strong, especially at the community level. So, what can you do? 1. Stay informed. Follow verified local security updates. Avoid sensationalism. 2. Be vigilant. Travel in groups when possible. Avoid late-night movements in red zones. 3. Report incidents. Use platforms like Citizen App NG or community WhatsApp alerts. 4. Support local security initiatives. Attend town hall meetings. Demand accountability. 5. Stay engaged politically. Vote. Advocate. Demand more from elected leaders. Fear thrives in silence. Action begins with awareness. As we close tonight's report, we ask, is Nigeria getting scary? Yes, in parts. But is Nigeria broken? Absolutely not. This country has faced war, dictatorship, recession, and disease, and still stands. Fear is human, but so is hope. And hope, born of action, integrity, and collective spirit, is what Nigeria needs now more than ever. We urge caution. We urge courage. And most of all, we urge unity. Because when Nigerians rise, together, no fear can stop us. From DV Real News TV, I'm Jojo Zaza. Stay safe, stay strong, and stay informed.